Hi guys, how are you?
Hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing out there? Happy Sunday. I hope everybody had a nice weekend. And I know you guys probably went up before you even went to church, even had breakfast. You seen what I seen, the apology. Now, that's what we want to talk about, this apology today and other things too. And I got a short presentation I want to just like video my wife had made. She wanted to do a video today. I was like, no, because I want to talk about it. I want you guys to see it and us talk about it also. And the whole thing is this. We see the apology. We all been hearing rumors the last, I don't know, 10 to 20 years, allegations about P. Diddy, all that stuff. And everything blew up yesterday when that footage dropped. When that footage dropped like that yesterday, and I know people say, well, damn, Perry, it took you to see this to realize, yes, to a certain degree, yes, it did. Because I can hear what he did this. But when I seen him run down that damn hotel hallway, grab her, sling her down, start kicking her. You don't even do that. You don't do that to a defenseless man, right? But to me, it's crazy. And I just want to get into that and other things, because there's a lot of things going on. Who leaked the tape? Let's get into that later after the video I'm gonna show you guys. I want to know who leaked the tape. For what reason? Let's maybe try to just have an adult conversation to see, because I know people say, well, hey, Diddy this, Diddy, yeah, Diddy ain't looking too good right now as we speak. You know, is his career over? Is he done? These questions we'll go over. Is he done? Is his character just shot and he'll still end up with money? Maybe hanging out in Bali in a chicken coop, like the picture I seen today. Some picture looked like he was in Bali in a chicken coop. I don't know, people. But let's talk about that. And he was out again as if after the apology, as he was unbothered. So I definitely want to talk about that. But I wanted to show this video my wife had made earlier today, just showing where he could have got this behavior from. Not that it's an excuse, but why he's this monster that he is today. You know, I mean, it's crazy. So let's run this, and then hopefully we can have a discussion about it, get into the apology. Where is his career heading, up or down? I doubt if it's up, but talk about, can he rebound from it? Let's talk about all these different things. And also the video. Some of you guys might know about the past from his father and mother and stuff like that, but let's just run this and then have this conversation.
P. Diddy situation. Now, this has been going on for several months now, ever since the Cassie law. Quickly and talk about this P. Diddy situation. Now, this has been going on for several months now, ever since the Cassie lawsuit. We've been hearing all kinds of stories about Diddy. And even though we knew it was bad and we heard all the terrible stories, I would say when the tape surfaced of him SAing Cassie, to actually see it with our own eyes, it was unbelievable. I mean, it got real quick to just see it. Everybody was horrified. Everybody was like, how can you do that to somebody? How do you put your hands on somebody like that and just treat them like they were a dog? Well, they're saying that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Let's try to make this crazy situation make some sense. And if we're going to do that, we have to talk about his dad, Melvin Earl Combs.
My father's name was Melvin Combs. Melvin's son, Sean Combs. My father was a hustler. a drug dealer, he was a hustler.
I'm a Harlem boy, no disrespect to anybody. That's where my mom was from. That's where my father's from. That's where my father died at. That's where I was born.
Melvin was born April 15th, 1938, in Harlem, New York. His father was named Isaac Combs Jr., and his mother was named Helen Combs. Now, they're saying that Melvin was well educated, and he even served in the Air Force during the war. And that's the Vietnam War that ended in 1973. And when he got home from the war, heroin had took over the streets of Harlem. So when he couldn't find a job, a quick, easy fix was to start selling. Now, the rumor is he was a small-time dealer until he caught the eye of big-time drug dealer, mob-related drug dealer, Nicky Barnes. Now, if anybody doesn't know what a big deal that was, then take a look at this.
Nicky Barnes was the #1 heroin dealer in the country.
He's raking in millions of dollars.
In the early 1970s, Nicky Barnes was rising to the top of New York's drug trade.
He used his street knowledge to become a multi-zillionaire. Nicky Barnes was the #1 heroin dealer in the country.
But success came with a price. He himself was a heroin addict. During 2 stints in prison, mobsters Joey Gallo and Matty Madonna had taught Nicky the ways of the mafia. Matty preached that for mafia dons, the key to success was discipline and distance.
Guys like Matty Madonna are telling him, look, you gotta, to be a real player in the heroin industry, you can't use your product. And these guys want to be as far away from their heroin as possible.
Nicky had taken Matty's advice and was no longer using junk. Free of addiction, he was ready to be a serious player in the drug dealing world.
I started thinking about how am I going to get a group of guys that could insulate me.
Nicky set out to recruit the best and the brightest in the black underworld.
So he puts together a coalition of 7 top black drug dealers, and he called them the Council.
This group of men became Nicky Barnes' council, pledging to be loyal to one another.
The council oath was, treat my brother as I treat myself.
Together, the council would build a hierarchy of lieutenants and dealers who'd sell the product on the streets and funnel the profits up the chain of command.
Now, the council ran very similar to the mob. They were 7 independent, so they all did their own thing, but they had rules and they worked with each other. And one of the members of the council was the very famous Frank Lucas. Now, Frank Lucas was very famous, but he became infamous when Denzel Washington played him in the movie The American Gangster. And if you watch the movie The American Gangster, then you would know that Frank Lucas was no joke. He became famous for getting rid of the middleman. And there's only one way to get rid of a middleman, and that's pow pow. And if you're living in that kind of life, everybody needs a pow pow man, which they renamed the Hitman. And this is what Melvin Combs was to Nicky Barnes, the head guy in charge. He was the pow pow man, the Hitman, the make them go bye-bye man. I mean, you get the picture. Now, you know, all of the gangster movies have a tendency to glorify this type of person, but they're not to be glorified. They have no regard for anybody except for themselves. So this is who P. Diddy's father was. And one of his good friends was no other than Frank Lucas.
Me and Melvin Combs were good friends. We were good friends. We did a lot of business together. Of course, it was not a legal business, but we did a lot of business together.
And they were, as the young people would say, about that life.
Nicky Barnes' heroin seemed to be everywhere. The council had carved up Harlem and parts of Brooklyn into territories. The money rolled in, making Nicky a very rich man. He was earning more than $25 million a year, cash. But now, the newly formed Drug Enforcement Administration had him in its sights. Agents Louis Diaz and Mary Buckley were going undercover with the help of 2 informants who had ties to Nicky's inner circle.
Now, Nicky finds out that someone in his camp is a snitch or informant. So he falsely, he falsely assumes that it's Diddy's father, Melvin. So Nicky himself orders the hit on Diddy's father. And they catch him sitting in a car by himself. And they went by and did the deed. So when Melvin was unalived, he was married with 2 children. His oldest daughter named Keisha and his youngest son named Sean, who we call P. Diddy Combs. At the time of his death, Melvin was 33 years old and Diddy was only 3. Now, according to the rumors, Janice, P. Diddy's mother, was scared out of her mind because even though Melvin was no longer with them, that didn't stop the drug game. She didn't know who she could trust, so she picked up her children and she moved to Mount Vernon. But the drug game kept on going. They said that Nicky became paranoid and he didn't trust anybody.
March 15th, 1977. After a 6-month undercover operation, prosecutors were ready to take Barnes down. Arrest warrants were issued for Nicky and more than a dozen associates. In all, 18 people were arrested along with Nicky, including council members Jazz Hayden and Guy Fisher. Authorities also seized $1 million in heroin and $300,000 in cash. On December 2nd, 1977, after 9 weeks of testimony, the verdict was in. Nicky Barnes and 10 co-defendants, including council member Jazz Hayden, were found guilty. Everyone except Nicky's protege, Guy Fisher.
Now, this didn't stop Nicky's reign of power. He ran the ring from the inside of the prison. And Guy Fisher was just the face of the organization.
Now, Fisher was running the organization. Nicky's appeals had been denied. And there was more devastating news. His protege, Guy Fisher, was having an affair with Nicky's young mistress, Shemeka. It was a serious violation of one of the council's core oaths of loyalty.
Nicky decides to go after Guy Fisher with the only means he has available, which is to throw himself, to the feds and say, I'm going to help you take these guys down.
I know I can't run this thing from here, but I could wreck the motherfucker from here. I can't run it from here, but I could wreck it.
And wreck it is what he did. He turned state's evidence, turning any and everybody he could in. And then he goes into the witness protection program. Now, none of this helped Diddy's mother, Janice. She still had to take care of 2 small children. Now, it was during these times when the rumors came in that she was a streetwalker, a woman of the night. Now, I don't know if I necessarily believe this, but I had to say it since it's going around the internet. Also, according to Diddy, she would work up to 3 jobs to provide for her children. They also said that Diddy's father would often put his hands on his mom. Now, he doesn't remember any of that. He was 3 years old. So I don't even know if that affected him later on down the line, but this is what happened. Now, Diddy would grow up to go to college, Howard University. But he never stopped hanging around street guys. His first cousin, who they called Daryl Papa Taylor, would go on to become a member of the Black Mafia family. According to the rumors, Papa worked under the reigns of Big Meech, and we all know who Big Meech is. If you don't, then you don't watch 50 Cent's show, BMF. Big Meech was infamous and, according to the rumors, scheduled to get out of prison, I believe they said in January. And Diddy never forgot how Nicky Barnes ran his empire. In fact, many didn't. He became the blueprint how to run a drug empire. Many would go on to say that Puff used Nicky's blueprint to run Bad Boy. Yet in public, he would say that he took the blueprint from his father. But many said, no, it wasn't his father. It was Nicky Barnes.
I decided to embrace the entrepreneurial spirit of my father, but in an honest way. God bless you, Melvin Combs. I could feel you right next to me.
And not only did he have Nicky Barnes' blueprint in his head, he would go back and talk to the old timers to perfect it. Now, of course, Frank Lucas couldn't admit to this. I mean, you can't sit down and tell the press that, yeah, I taught him everything that me and Nicky Barnes used to do back in the day. He kind of cleaned it up, for the press.
He wanted me to tell him about his father, so I come over there and I told him something about his father, but I didn't give him the whole story because it impressed me. He just asked me casual, and I told him casual, but if it impressed me, I would have told him The whole story.
About his dad?
Yeah. Well, all I know, but I didn't do that because it didn't impress him. If we act like it really want to know, we act like it was just another thing, so I had to go.
Right.
So by the time Diddy opened up Bad Boy Records, rumor is he ran that thing like it was the mob. He didn't give a damn about how anybody cared about anything. He had to do what he had to do to get what he wanted. He was about that life, hanging with the low lives and doing what he had to do to get richer and richer.
Can't no bitch out there say that she handled my shit. My father's a pastor, so my whole thing is that my grandfather being a pimp, it's just like I'm third generation Aaron Hall III. My father's is Aaron Hall Jr. He's a pastor, so I just skipped over it like checkers. And my whole thing is that if you never heard a girl say that no fucked up trick shit about Aaron Hall, then you understand that less chill shit is some real shit. So
yeah, that's glory, and tell them about it.
So when you put Aaron's on it, when you fuck a bitch for 3 days and take the bitch hand and take him out of the man's hand, then you a retired pimp. Yeah. I like for them to see how I like. You speak to Jodeci or Puffy or any of them. They been at my house. They all see me. They all know I'm a big.
Although there is no footage of this, based on people that I've spoken to close to the situation, Diddy really did punch Drake in the face.
Oh, I got that call 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
I was laying in my bed, and my phone kept ringing. I'm like, why my phone keep ringing at 4 o'clock in the morning? So I go to look at my phone. It's my dude, like my dude. And he ain't no just random guy in the club. This is somebody that everybody knows.
Right.
He's like, boy, you wouldn't just believe what happened. I'm like, what? Diddy just slapped Drake.
Earlier this week, Diddy was arrested when he got into a fight with UCLA football coach Sal Alosi. The coach had criticized Diddy's son, junior defensive back Justin Combs, during practice. UCLA police arrested Diddy on suspicion of criminal threats and assault with a deadly weapon, which was a kettlebell.
On December 27, 1999, Jennifer Lopez, Sean Puffy Combs, and Puffy's 19-year-old rap protege, Jamal Shine Barrow, walked into Club New York, a Manhattan night spot near Times Square. Suddenly, all hell broke loose.
And at some point, one of those people in that group fired off guns and other gunfire was had.
Shine was among the shooters.
It was a scary thing to have happen to you, to be standing somewhere where bullets go past your head.
Inside, 3 people lay wounded.
I didn't know Cassie, but I knew somebody who was going through the same thing she was going through, and that was Kim Porter. So people ask me, and they send me clips of Cassie, I guess it's an affidavit to the courts, of what she experienced. And it's like, it was the same thing Kim was going through. The same thing, bro. Kim was going through the same thing. The beatings, you know what I'm saying?
What you got to say now? What you got to say now? What you got to say now? You ain't got shit to say when you put your girl on the snap.
Well, now a shocking security camera video appearing to show Sean Diddy Combs brutally assaulting an ex-girlfriend.
And we want to warn you that the video is disturbing to watch. As you can see here in this video from March of 2016, Combs, in nothing but a towel, is seen shoving, kicking, and dragging Cassie Ventura inside a Los Angeles hotel. Fox 5's Teresa Priolo joins us live in studio with more on the video and the impact that it could have on Combs, whose homes were raided in March as part of a sex trafficking probe, Teresa.
His reign of terror has gone on for decades. There have been countless victims, and he has destroyed many lives. After the Cassie tape, he issued this statement.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life, but sometimes you gotta do that. I was fucked up. I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy and go into rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
Let me know your thoughts in the comment section.
People, come on. That's why she was going to do it as a steal. I was like, wait, no, you know what? I think we need to talk about this. All of a sudden, he been making rap music for years, not paying people, really torturing these women. And now he want God and grace and mercy? That's the damnedest thing. And he's going through this whole thing, how he's so disgusted with himself. And he's done went to rehab. Where you go to 24-hour fitness? Because how long was you there? 24 hours and you got the hell out and start mistreating other people or using them up? Is a trip. Now, he come across, now when people say, did he apologize to Cassie and the people he did wrong? No. But that man is clearly broken because now his ego is shot. He can't hide the fact this is how he treated women. And I was like, damn, so he get this sorry excuse of an apology. And then next thing you know, after that, he's out walking around again, people. Now, I didn't upload the video where he was just out walking around or just walking around acting like nothing happened. You know, you must forgive me because my name is P. Diddy, brother love. You didn't show these people no love, these girls, all these allegations. Like I said, you know, it's a trip because me and my wife would say that, he still might get away with stuff. And it could be our non-trust of the justice system because it's oftentimes shit happens and these rich people get off. Not saying it's right. A lot of people say, oh, no, no, no. I'm just saying oftentimes justice never be seen when people have this money. But at this point, whether he go to jail or not, do you guys truly think that his career as far as producing music, people buying his stuff, like people stop playing R. Kelly songs. So is he done career-wise or is his character just shot? You know, because it's crazy. And then people are saying, where did the tapes come from? I don't know. Did it come from the race? Some people saying, you know, when the feds raided it, I mean, it's all hearsay that they got the tapes from there. Then that one lawyer was talking about, it could be a possibility that they really don't have a lot to charge him with. I'm not sure if it's true. This is rumors that they leaked this thing because his son came out at like, well, we ain't worried about him and all this stuff just to shut things up. I don't know, or to justify. Yeah, he have done some wrong things in his life. That's why we raided his mansion. I'm just throwing it out there. That's the stuff that's floating around social media. And I truly want to know what you guys think about it. Is it, because if he paid, was it 50,000 for the tape? He wouldn't release it himself. That wouldn't make sense. So where did the tape get leaked from? If anybody know, where did it get leaked, or it's just all speculative? You know, we just out here floating with it to see what happened. But I'm very interested to see what happened in the long run. Is his career done? I mean, because he's saying he apologized and he, you know, he's a changed man now, you know, after these 8 years. But it was just only a week or two ago, you were saying that, yeah, I mean, you settled, but you didn't do anything wrong. So on one hand, which one is it? I mean, when he paid the 30 million, I knew he did something to Cassie. Now, the other lawsuits, I don't know. But when you start looking at his past, how he was raised with his family, not saying it's an excuse, but it's like it was a normal day life for people to be in this crime, sex stuff, being freaky. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Somebody said it was 50 cents. I don't know if 50 cents leaked it. I don't know how he would have got it. But you know, maybe I'm gonna drop it and we can have an adult conversation to see where it's at, because I really don't know. I've been watching it all day, and it's a lot of things that's floating around. But let me hear what y'all know about it. Let me drop this link, and we'll bring up some people and just talk about it. It's sort of crazy to me, just how he apologized, then go on like it's nothing. So he expect everybody just, okay, well, you said you were sorry and you're a better man. Go ahead and keep doing what you're doing. It's sort of sick. It's sort of sick to me. So if anybody want to pop up, if not, I talk for a little bit and we'll try to figure this out. I mean, because I don't know, it's I don't know. This whole thing is just weird. Your house get raided, they all these allegations on you. Who leaked the tape? Did the feds do it? I have no idea. Hey, Shireen, how you doing? Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good, and you?
Hey, not bad. I mean, what you think about the apology? Who leaked the tape? Things like that. Or about the whole situation.
I feel like that he knows they've all. When it comes to them, they always have information on them. Even if he pays someone to scrub the tape, it's always going to be someone that has still that they have that dirt on you when you're making this kind of money. Once you cross the level of making a certain amount of money, it's almost like you go on a watch list, or like you have to. It's almost like you have different rules and regulations that you go by. Almost like your government is different. But I also believe, Perry, in the spiritual way, that this is awakening where I feel like they're starting to separate like evil from good. And I just feel like we're in the days of revelations where everything that all the darkness is going to come to light, and it doesn't matter who it is, how much money you have, none of that.
So you saying
And I
basically,
just feel like
so basically what you saying, you know, in just layman's terms, that it's time to pay the piper for the people. Karma is coming, and these people about ready to pay the price.
Exactly.
Hmm.
That's all I wanted to say. It's a day of reckoning.
Well, no, I appreciate it. I mean, now who you think leaked the tape? Or you don't know? No idea?
It's so many people, but you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if it's somebody in his camp. Because most of the time, people that are around you and they act like they like you, they really don't, and they hold on to stuff. So I could easily see somebody holding on to that, and he think he can trust them, and now when they see that he's down, now it's my time to get my revenge.
Okay, well,
And
see,
that's how people operate.
That's interesting. But I mean, so I don't know if somebody in this camp did it. Well, maybe it could be possible. You know,
Right.
they see that we're gonna go ahead and expose him. But I wouldn't feel that he would even trust nobody in his camp with something damaging like that. I mean, because I don't care who's seen that footage. Nobody can respect you, even look at you as a man after doing things like that.
Right. But you know, sometimes when those people get so drunk with power and money, we're assuming they have common sense. And sometimes what's not common is sense for them.
Right. I mean, I think they feel a sense of privilege as they make more
Exactly.
money. They feel like they have more privileges, and then
Right.
going back to the college coach that he hit in the head with the weights, and I guess it just grows and watching your father
And
and
he
your
also
mother.
slapped Drake. Don't forget that.
Huh?
He
Oh yeah.
shot the woman at the club. She said she said that day he shot me in my face.
Right.
So he's been used to getting off the hook. What's different now? What changed?
See, that's the thing. And then, but I always think, because I don't know, maybe it's my distrust in the justice system. I always feel like you got money, it's not a dead ringer that you're gonna go to jail. Oh, who we got? Miss Brittany, how you doing?
Hi, Mr. Perry.
Hey, what you got to add to the conversation? What you think?
Well,
on everything?
this is my first time being on one of your slash Rails lives, and I just want to say I really, really enjoy y'all.
No, thank
And
you. I appreciate it. And thanks for joining.
I do want to say, I think he's finally getting, I don't want to say caught, but that's kind of because I'm one of those people that I believe, and I may get some crap for it, but I believe strongly that he had something to do with the unaliving of Tupac and Biggie.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And so I feel like the stuff with Orlando, or not, is it Keefe D or Orlando Anderson? I always get those two confused. I'm so sorry.
Keefe D.
It's like Keefe D.
Keefe D.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I always get those two confused. But I think with all that stuff finally coming out, I think that was the down that started being the downfall. And I'm sorry. If you can lay your hands on a woman, eventually I pray to God you do, God takes justice and you get in trouble for it. Because no man should hate a woman.
No. And especially what he
Or
did.
kick her while she's down.
Yeah. And
I mean, he was like straight like a coward. Yeah.
He seemed way too comfortable in that role, like he had done it before.
Right. He kicked her like a dog. And to me, it was dehumanizing. And as a woman, to see a man do that, it's disgusting to me. She was laying on the floor. She was already hurt. And you kicked her while she was down like a dog. But I wouldn't even do that to a dog.
I do have a question. Cassie is not the mother of his youngest. Is she? She's not the mom to the.
Hey, hold on, Miss Brittany. Hold on for a second. Let me let Classy Lady talk. She just came in.
Oh,
Classy Lady, what you
thanks.
got to add to the conversation?
Oh, I was just thinking or wondering by watching his quote unquote apology video, is he in Bali? Because it looks like he is in a tropical area that looks
Right.
not like any place that's in America. Like even in like even in like a Miami or California, it looks
Right.
very tropical-ish, and I was
Yeah, no. I mean, I noticed that too. Just like the back shelter he was under, it almost sort of remind you something Russell was sitting under or something. To me,
Right.
But,
yeah. So I
That's
was
a good point.
wondering, like, that's what I was thinking when I was watching it, and I was like thinking, like, did he make it to Bali?
Yeah, I mean, maybe, that might be his next move for real, though. The way things going, I don't know how things gonna go with the federal, like with the feds, if they're gonna press charges. A lot of people say if they are, it'll be soon. I don't know. Like to a certain point, with that, yeah, that was assault. But California saying they can't really press charges because it's
Right.
past statute of limitations, right? But some people saying no, maybe you can get them for kidnapping. I don't know. Maybe they can change something. Part of me feel like if they really want to, they'll keep digging until they can find something. But I see so many people get away with stuff. Like I said, I think it's just my no trust in the justice system that have me saying, is it possible that he still get away with it, even
He can
though
get away, yeah.
all these
I think of the Roman Polanski case. I feel like Roman Polanski had something to do with Sharon Tate.
Oh.
And he cannot be arrested because that's what he did. He left and went to a country where they can't bring him back here to the United States.
I mean, because I feel like P. Diddy
to me, I just see it all over again. So I wouldn't be surprised. He probably will do like Russell and never do any time. But as far as spiritual justice, that's something different.
Okay. All right. I got you. Hey, ladies, but
Have
thank
a
y'all
good
for coming
night.
up. I'm going to drop y'all real quick and give somebody else a chance to come up if they want to. But I appreciate it. Thanks, lady.
Okay, can I say one thing?
Yeah, here we go.
Real quick. I just want to say that I think that like I said, as far as who leaked the tape, I think that he paid the 50 grand early on, and that you know how a lot of people who like to keep trophies
Right.
and like to keep so
Yeah.
he
Uh-huh.
may have liked to um
I got you.
unfortunately like to get off on.
Just like serial killer. I mean, killers. But I got you. Hey, but thank you. I'm about ready to get into where I think the tape came
Yeah,
from.
yeah. And so I think that the feds, when they did the raid, got the tape back or what have you, and then was able
All
to
right.
release it to see it. And
Yeah. Thanks,
anyway,
Classy Lady. I appreciate it. Thanks for your call.
thank you.
Hey, and now this is what I think. Now, could be wrong, but I'm still leaning until somebody could tell me how this tape resurfaced, where it leaked from. It could be that the feds had it, ain't really got nothing like this one lawyer was talking about it. And basically just saying that it could be a couple things. Either they about ready to land something big, putting it out there, but if you had something big, why drop it now? Just add it to the case. Or just to help justify, I think the feds could have leaked it just to justify how bad of a person he is. And that's truly bad, but it helped justify the whole thing, as far as them raiding his house and all this. So that's where I think it came from. And until then, basically, we just have to see where this thing go and probably have something to talk about tomorrow or the next day. But I want to thank you guys for joining me tonight, just popping in, because we do have our grandbabies and stuff here. So, but thanks for popping in. I just wanted to talk about this and just basically just touch bases with it. So until tomorrow, guys, you guys enjoy your Sunday night. And till then.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me.